It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome my next guest. She is a holistic counselor specializing in female healing. She helps women to discover their power, to develop and enhance their feminine energy. She is passionate about supporting women to align with their truth. I am so excited about this interview, and let's dive in with our first question. When we talk about self-love, what does it mean, Claudia?
Self-love, okay. It has nothing to do with where you grew up or what kind of parents you had, or maybe what kind of upbringing you had, or what kind of education you had. And it has nothing to do if you have a boyfriend, if you're married, how you look, how much money you have on your bank account. It has nothing to do with all that. It has nothing to do with your physical appearance, with your cultural background. It has only to do with your self-concept, how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself, how you feel about yourself, what are your priorities concerning your life, your thoughts, your behaviors. That's self-love.
Okay, we have our second question, that is, why is self-love so important for us?
Self-love, you mean?
Yes, self-love.
For all the reasons I said before, because otherwise, if you don't love yourself, you get caught up in negative behaviors, in negative thoughts, in negative patterns, in negative relationships. Not necessarily with men, it can also be with other women, with friendships, with colleagues. It can mean that you have a self-low esteem, and maybe you will suffer all your life long with low self-esteem, because this is the consequence of a low self-concept and of a low self-esteem, and so of if there is a lack of self-love. So this is why I think it's maybe the most important thing on which people should concentrate their lives, men and women, even though I work only with women. This is my personal choice. But I think this should be, even in the education, in the school system, this should be priority. Wherever you live, whatever culture you come from, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. But this is really, I think, the first thing people should think when they...
It's very important for our future.
Absolutely, for your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you are, where you are from, your age, your physical appearance. It has nothing. Self-love and love has nothing to do with all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. But our conditioning, we were raised to believe, to think that love comes from the outside, and love has everything to do with physical appearance. If you are intelligent, so-called intelligent or not, how much money you have, and so on.
Material stuff too.
Material stuff.
Sometimes we say, if we have this car, I'm gonna be more happy.
Exactly.
You know, if I can afford this house, I can feel much better about myself. You know, that's very important what you say.
Yeah, this does not mean that you have to be ugly. Or that you don't have to have a big car or whatever. That's not the point. But first of all, you have to conquer self-love, and then all the rest may come or not. It depends on you. But anyway, you won't be happy if you don't have this self-concept, this high self-esteem about yourself. You can have 3 beautiful cars, 3 beautiful men. But if you don't love yourself,
you can be still sad and unhappy about.
You always have the feeling you are missing something.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because I am in this journey of self-healing, you know, and for me now it's very important to be grateful in life and to appreciate everything I have already in my life, you know. And this is very important, because when I'm gonna get my next car, my next house, it don't be that important, you know. This is yeah.
I understand.
Okay, and our next question is, what is the difference between self-love and narcissism? Because to find a limit, what is self-love and what is, when it starts narcissism, what you can say about that?
What can I say about that? So narcissism is all that is not self-love in a certain, from a certain point of view. So, for instance, if I don't have healthy boundaries, about myself, about my person, I need to push the boundaries of other persons. And so then I become victim of feeling, it depends on the mood, on the moment, I become victim of feeling inferior or superior concerning other persons, circumstances, situationships, relationships. So I tend to feel inferior or superior. This is a problem because I can't relate to the person from my heart. I have to relate from this state of being that is not love. So this might be called narcissistic state of being, or it can be called in many different manners, I don't know, manipulative state of beings, whatever, because narcissistic is quite a trendy word. Everybody is now speaking about narcissism, but not everything and not every person, not every man are narcissists. This is quite overrated. But anyway, so when I go into a state of being where I feel inferior, superior, I can go into patterns that are not healthy. I don't know healthy boundaries. And so I tend to overstep also the boundaries of other persons. And I cannot relate from my heart. So I need to put on a mask. I need to push some buttons in the other person. I need to control, I need to manipulate. It depends on the person, what kind of mechanisms he has.
Well, what I understood is that narcissism can be unhealthy love.
Also,
we can call
it's not only unhealthy love, it's just the person has an unhealthy relationship with himself or herself. That's the basic.
The problem is not the externals. It
always starts from the inside. This is the root cause. So then it expands outside of oneself. And when I start relating to the other person, I might have some difficulties, because when I don't relate from the heart, I will have problems. Because I will relate from my past, from future, from mechanisms, patterns that are ill somehow.
This kind of person
distorted.
And this kind of person that are narcissists, they, for example, have some problems with relationship with other people, I think, That's what I understood when you are telling us, This is, they can be 100% their self, because they cover their real self. It's like this.
If you don't speak and laugh from your heart, you will always wear some mask, because you have to hide, or you have to conceal something, or you have to manipulate in order to get something from the other person. But you don't have to forget, and it goes always two ways. So if I'm in a relationship with a so-called narcissist person, I have to watch inside myself what is missing inside of me. And so we come back to our self-concept and the concept of self-love.
Yes, I understand. Okay, our next question is, what is important for a healthy relationship? If we want a relationship that must be healthy, what we need to do.
You mean that strives? That's
Yeah.
going to, yeah, so first of all, I come back to the roots of everything, to the basics, is yourself. You have always to work on your self-concept and your self-love. So when you come into that state of being, every relationship is going to be healthy, it's going to be thriving, it's going to be mutual, okay? And so these are the basics, because otherwise you get caught in patterns that come from your past, from your past relationships, maybe from your parents, maybe from other examples in your family or where you grew up, and then you get caught up in all these patterns. And sometimes you can stay a very long time in an unhealthy relationship. So the point, the first point is always to watch inside yourself, to never lose contact of who you are and what your first relationship is. And this relationship is always about yourself and with yourself. So this is everything. If you want to understand why you are in an unhealthy relationship, and why do people stay in an unhealthy relationship, you have to watch inside yourself and ask yourself all these questions. How is my self-love? What is my self-concept? Why am I behaving like this? Because it has never to do with the other person. It has always a reflection about yourself, a projection of who you are, of your inside world. Of your thoughts, of your patterns, of your energy, of your emotions. And this is why you should never rely or depend so much on others or on the opinion of other persons, or because you always need to come back to yourself. Wherever you are in your journey, remember always this. You have to come back to yourself, who you are, and work on that.
This is very important what he said, very important. And our next question is, what is real female power?
Yeah, so I work only with women because this is my personal choice, because I think women have this tendency to understand themselves, to understand life patterns, they want to love themselves and be able to love their other people, okay? So that's why I work with women. There is something inside the female soul that tends to go in this direction. So this is why I work with women, first of all. And then what is female power? I try to empower women. What does it mean? What is female empowerment? So first of all, maybe this is a little bit counterintuitive. It has nothing to do with feminism. Okay, nothing against feminism. They had their role, they played their role during history, in the 60s, 70s, etc. But now I think it's a different time. We live in a more spiritual, more energetic time. Okay, so I think it's different nowadays. So we have new perception of what female we can develop a new perception of what real female power is. So real female power is something that every woman has. Okay, so I come back. It has nothing to do with ethnicity, whatever. Okay, physical appearance, age, bank account.
All women around the world, we have our power.
Every woman, everywhere in the world, has this inside herself. And she can always find it, develop it, and bring it to, how can I say, to flourish, okay, inside herself, with or without a man. It depends on where she is in her journey. So she has to know what she wants, okay, what her soul is telling her, okay. So female power is first of all soul searching. Come back to yourself and know that we are human bodies, but inside of ourselves is a soul that is waiting and longing for ourselves. And to come back to our soul, who is whispering to us every day, every night, and telling us who we are. Because our journey is so individual. Every woman has another journey. There are no two journeys that are equal.
Okay.
So this is the first step to female empowerment, because women tend to be, how can I say, more related to the soul, also men, for sure. But women have this, how can I say, this bigger tendency to feel, to go back to themselves, okay?
Yeah.
And so every woman has female power, real female power. She has just to come back to this ancient wisdom and knowledge. During matriarchy, women had this female power, and they ruled society. There were no wars. And then there was patriarchy, and we know the effects of all that. And so now is the time where female and male energies can perfectly blend finally inside ourselves and outside ourselves, reflecting in beautiful, harmonious relationships between men and women in sexuality, love, politics, colleagues, whatever, in whatever field. Now's the time. Maybe female empowerment is also preparation for this, for this new historical event.
Yeah, because we are living in a different time.
Absolutely.
I think women are more standing for saying loud what they want to do. Women are more able to change their life, their family, their career. That's what I can see in the last decade.
Absolutely.
And I have a question. When you talk about female power, what is the difference between female power and alpha woman?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So alpha woman is a distortion of female power. Alpha woman is, how can I say, is an imitation of male power in a female body. A female body can never be a male body, okay? Even though nowadays, everybody tells you can be whatever you are. Now, today you're a man, tomorrow you can be a woman or whatever, and that's okay. But anyway, if you are in a female body and that's okay for you, that is very meaningful. It means that your soul has come to this world and has chosen a female body. So, to develop these tendencies of being an alpha woman, is somehow a distortion of the female energy. You can obtain the same things in life without having to go in a male version, in an alpha version of yourself being a female, right? That's not necessary. You can reach the same goals with less effort, with less conflict, with less drama. It can come to you much more easily. Because this is female power. Female power is to attract, is to receive, is to be a sort of, how can I say, we are born to be receptive. The female energy is born to be receptive, so she doesn't have to put out all these energy that she has to go for it and this infinite willpower. That's very male, and we need also willpower. That's the part, that's our male part. But during this conditioning, historical conditioning in the female mind, we unfortunately believe that we need to be for a copy of the male version, and mostly the bad male version. Not the best male version.
Yeah, because as you said, we can be, or we can show off our female power without being a bad version of a male. You know, that's what it's very clear. I think it was very clear. Because sometimes I used to say, I am an alpha woman. Oh my God, now that I know very clear, I used to say, but I didn't, when I use this phrase or words, I didn't mean, in my case, that I can do everything like a man, you know, like a man, you know, no. It's me with the power to choose everything in my life, you know?
Yeah,
that was fun for me, like a female power, because now that I know the difference, I want to use this word, female power, and not alpha woman.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
It's absolutely different. It's a whole new perspective.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with this distorted conditioning of the female energy.
Okay.
This is very important, I think, for women to understand this point, because otherwise you become trapped. As in an unhealthy relationship, you become trapped in this belief of yourself, of your self-concept, that you need to be a male version and the bad male version
for conquering the world.
Yeah,
you know?
to conquer the world or whatever. But a woman can do whatever she wants. If she wants to be an astronaut, she can go. She can do whatever she wants if she feels it's fine for her. That's not the point.
That's true.
This is not the point. It's not about staying in a corner and being always nice and nothing to do with all that. Every woman is the perfect expression of herself, and she's unique. So we cannot compare two women, two souls. It's impossible. So every woman is unique, and in this she is perfect and she is empowered.
Okay, and our last question is, could you give us some tips about how to deeply fall in love with ourselves?
How to deeply fall in love with oneself? That's a good question.
Yeah.
So I may repeat myself, but I used to be a teacher, so I know the concept of repeating, how important this is. Because otherwise, we forget, or we stay in a very superficial way of listening also. No? So if I don't repeat, maybe people don't get the point when they listen to this interview. So let's come back to the the concept of about self-love, okay? And what do I mean with self-concept? So if you are, let's imagine you are 70 years old, right? And you are a widow, okay? And you live alone. And maybe you think your life is over, right? You can't change anything, you have maybe more 10 years left to live, who knows? Sometimes women, they tend to suppress their sensual and sexual side after menopause, okay? After they become 50 or 60, they tend to care less about the physical appearance, or I just take this one as an example, this example, so then you can switch and play with 10,000 other examples, but this is just one example I want to give. So let's take this woman. She can start from today, if she decides deep in her heart that she feels this calling, that she's not dead. She's not dead as a human being. She's not dead as a woman, even though she's 70. She could also be 30 and feel that there's no hope left for herself, no? Because it depends on the personal journey of every woman. So, but let's go back to this lady who is 70, not old lady who is 70 years old. To me, old is it's an old paradigm to say old. Anyway, so if and when she decides one morning to wake up and decide, maybe there is hope for me, maybe my life can change, maybe I can fall in love, not only with a man, but also with myself, because this will bring back energy and excitement in her life. Because how do you feel when you are in love with a man?
Oh my God.
Huh?
Yeah.
Excited.
Excited. We feel
Thrilled.
that everything is perfect, you know?
Yeah. And that is the state of being that you are in when you fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
And this is a state of being. Yeah, and this is a state of being that never ends till your death day. And even then, if you don't believe in the concept, in the normal and mortal concept of death, life goes on, because your soul, after your death, is going to continue the journey. So even after death, there is not an end. There is this self-love that you developed in this life is going to continue with your soul, in your soul journey. So, let's come back to this lady.
I love this lady.
Yeah, she's very cute. I can imagine her. How she wakes up in the morning, lonely, and she has been lonely for, I don't know, maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
So, if and when she decides, this is female empowerment. Nobody can come from the outside and tell you when this moment comes. Only you can decide for yourself. But when the moment comes, and you decide for yourself that this moment has come, and you know how to come back to this female empowerment, nobody, nothing can separate you from that.
No one can stop you.
No one can stop you till your death day. Nobody ever, not the 20th man that cheated on you, that lied, and that was a narcissist or whatever. You will never ever permit to anybody to feel bad. Yes, you will have mood swings, ups and downs, whatever. That's normal. We're human beings. We are not superwoman.
Yeah, because we can be happy all the time. You know?
Exactly.
We have ups and downs.
There will be this constant feeling in your aura, in your mind, in your heart, of being in love with yourself. And now, the last time I will mention her, imagine her. Tomorrow morning she will jump out of bed and she decides.
Happy.
And she decides the moment has come.
Yeah.
And this will be the starting point. And this will change her whole life if she permits it to herself. Because this is what self-love is. Self-love is about unconditional love.
You know, it will allow.
Love is unconditional. So if somebody tells you, puts a condition, no way.
No way.
No.
No. Bye-bye.
Everybody's on a journey. Nobody's perfect. That's normal.
I am in this journey too.
Everybody, every human being is.
You know, because I learn in every single day. I am really in love. You know, and I don't like to say I'm falling in love. I am rising in love. I love to say that because I don't use fall in love. Why we say all the time fall in love?
Because it's somehow unconscious, no?
Yes, that's what society say all the time. But I love to say,
especially in English language,
English language.
Fall, because in Italian or Spanish it's not to fall.
No, no, it's to fall. It's just estoy enamorado.
Yeah.
But in English, it's fall in love, and I don't like it. I think I started saying that a few months ago. I'm rising in love.
Nice.
Yes. This is my, I don't say, Erika Gutierrez said, rising in love.
That's nice. I like it.
I
like it a lot. To raise in love. And this is your choice. It's a human, personal choice. Nobody can force you, but you can take your power back and say, I raise in love during this lifetime.
Yes.
Because why not? Why do you have to wait other 10 lifetimes to come back always to the same concept? Anyway, it will be the same also in 20 lifetimes. You will always come back to yourself and to the concept of I want to raise in love.
Yes, sometimes we wait for the right person to feel this love. No, and I've been learning
you are
in
the
my
right
own
person.
skin that I don't need another person for feel this rising love in myself. And thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this
It was a
interview.
pleasure.
I was so excited about this interview, and I hope you like it because she is one of my best friends and one of my favorite people in the whole world. Really,
Thanks,
thank you,
Erika.
Claudia.
Thank
Bye.
you.